Hello, FlossTube. It's Jules. Thanks for coming back for another weekly update of all my cross-stitching and crazy antics and all that. It's time for cross-stitch! I got my Star Wars t-shirt on. So, my vintage Star Wars t-shirt. So, if you guys, excuse me, okay, what day is it? What day is it? It is Wednesday, May 23rd-ish or so. It's almost Memorial Day weekend here in the States. Weather's beautiful and life is pretty dang good right now. It was not so good this weekend. And for those of you who listened or watched the Stitch with me on, was it Sunday? Know what happened. But for the rest of you who may have missed that, because I'm sure there were some who did, let me tell you what my dogs did. So Saturday I worked. My husband was home for most of the day. And I got home early afternoon. And we were here for about an hour or so before we had to go out and meet a friend for a late lunch. And then we were going to go see Deadpool 2. And so I pretty much allowed just one dog to stay out at all times, sort of the guard dog of the house. Her name is Bailey. And she is easily the smartest, but also the most vindictive dog that I've ever owned. Basically what she did was, I think it was her. I'm pretty sure it was her because none of the dogs really had much of a chance. So when we got to the movies and we came back and then we fed the dogs and we got home about an hour and a half later than usual. And once we fed them and I changed clothes and whatnot, and I came back downstairs and I sat down on my comfy chair and I was like, it looks like somebody got up on the table next to me because some of the things had been kind of pushed, to different ways. I'm like, somebody must have gotten up there. And then I reached for one of my cross-stitch projects to begin working on it. And I discovered that somebody had peed all over him. And I was very unhappy. I kind of hulked out lost my mind for a little bit. Because it wasn't that somebody just, claiming territory. This was a malicious act by a ticked off animal. And there was enough urine there that it wasn't one of the smaller ones. It had to be one of the bigger ones. And I'm like, who would have the guts to do this? Because this is clearly a vindictive act. And I was like, in the end, it had to have been Bailey. So thankfully, it wasn't like everything was up there, but I had been working on apothecary shop and I was getting ready to work some on the baseball project. So those were two that were out. They were outside of their bags. They were just sitting on the table. And I said, I've had dogs for all the time that I've been cross-stitching. I've had dogs and I've never had them touch any of my cross-stitch stuff outside of grabbing the threads from now and again. And it was pretty, baseball had a lot of this size, there were some that were bigger and some that were smaller. There's probably about 6 to 8 different spots at least that were on there. And apothecary shop also got hit. I probably lost about 20 to 30 skeins of floss that had gotten wet. I lost the pattern book for Lizzie Kate. The one that I hadn't done, it was the She Believed She Could, so she did, but there was the other one about, I'm just going to rebuy the pattern book, but it was something about everything was better when she realized that she had time for all the things that were important or something like that. So, but that was soaked with urine. So I'm like, I'm not going to clean it and dry it and then use it because it was no good. It was no good. So I cleaned all of it up and then I went to bed early. I was exhausted. Super unhappy about that, as you can imagine. But what I did was I took the projects and I soaked them in warm water and just some dishwashing soap and soaked them for a couple of hours, rinsed them really well, and then dried them out. And they wrinkled up like crazy, as you would imagine, but I'm pretty sure at this point that we've gotten everything off. Watch me pull it out and go, ah! Ah! Let me look here. Can you guys see anything? This is apothecary shop, so at least I can show you apothecary shop. There's apothecary shop. So what's that? That's just dirt. That's dirt from probably where I threw it up over the top of the door to clean it. But anyway, there's apothecary shop. Can you see how far on apothecary shop I have to go? It's kind of ridiculous, guys. It's kind of ridiculous. But I did work on it more. I filled in a lot more up here and worked down here. I thought that this area right here, when I got it wet, I was worried that this was urine stained, just because it was more yellow than anything else. But once I cleaned it and cleaned it, and then cleaned it another 5 times, it doesn't smell and it looks like normal colors. So I think that it is okay. I don't see anything else on it. This one wasn't hit as hard as baseball was, which is ironic. Baseball was hit hard. And so, but anyway, it's all okay. It's all okay. But it was just like, somebody is mad at me. And I'm not happy about that. That was not the way to get back at me. Let's just say that. But let me show you baseball, because it, like I said, it got all wrinkled up. I can iron it back out. It's not a big deal, but I don't see... I mean, we're talking like bright yellow, so it was obvious where the problems were. But thankfully, I think it was fairly fresh. And this is all that I have done. I mean, really hardly have anything that you can see on there. This one was really soaked, but thankfully, I think it was so fresh that it was easy to rinse out. And, but... Can you imagine that? Can you guys really imagine that? I mean, I can understand like a dog ripping into it and tearing it apart and whatnot, but deliberately peeing on it, getting up on a table and peeing on it. It's okay. It's all right. Everything's fine now. It's part of my fault anyway, right? I should have had it organized. So I actually went down and organized. Last night I started working on it, trying to get all the colors of Old World Map 2 put in their respective places, because since I threw out like 30 scans, I'm like, I don't know what it is that I don't have anymore. So I'm just starting to make another list now of kind of what I need. So because I've got to make sure I have all the colors for Old World Map 2, because I got to finish it. I'm getting close to finishing the page, and I'll show you guys that in a second. But let me show you some other things here. Rainy Waterloo Place. I started working on the across. I'm going to keep it in the hoop. But you can see I started working on it, and all I did was just fill in. I just filled in this top part here. I just got, I don't know, about 300 or more stitches done up here. And so I was pretty happy about that. It's funny how it looks like it's all one color, but it's really like probably about 7 colors in there. But there's that one. Oh, I'm tired. We got hockey tonight, Game 7, Capitals versus Lightning, NHL. Stanley Cup playoffs, and we're very excited for it. I got the game paused downstairs so we can kind of fast forward through some commercials, because I hate commercials, but we're super excited about this. We really want the Capitals to win this particular game, and so we're just really crazy about it. All right, so I did work on, I didn't do any more on Ronnie Rowe after we did the Stitch With Me this weekend. I just didn't come back to it. The whole peeing on the cross stitch thing threw me for a loop for a couple of days. So, but I didn't come back to it. But this is kind of what I did. What did we do? We did this narrow row like right down here. There's a tree right here on the side of the building. So we just pretty much just did this right down through here during the Stitch With Me. And there we are. Coming along nicely. Coming along quickly and nicely. What else we got? I did work on Boba Fett a little bit yesterday, and that was when I really realized I think I threw away some of the colors for Boba Fett because I couldn't find some stuff. But I did a little bit more. It's still kind of hard to see, but I just filled in a little bit more along here and a little bit up here and down here. So it still doesn't really show up as much of anything, but it will. It will. Just need to put more time into it. But yep, get that going. Oh, and then all I have left to show you is Old World Map 2, I think. Excuse me. I'm still a little sick. It might be allergies still. I think I just sucked in a little too hard there. All right. So I did a lot of work on this weekend. I think I worked on it all Sunday. I'm getting so close to finishing this. But you can see all the little things that I got to fill in. Those are all like just smaller colors that I'm having a hard time. Some of them I'm having a hard time finding, so I may just have to go get them. But it's really not that much. So I'm hoping I can knock this page out this week, finish it up, and then move on to the next page and keep moving down the row. But let's look and see what we got so far. Doo, doo. And it's huge. For those of you who haven't seen it yet, it's massive. Lifetime project. Old World Map 2. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm hoping I can get that page done this week, and then move into the next one, because I need to, right, guys? I need to. So I definitely got a lot more cross stitching done this week. Would have had more done if we didn't have the great urine escape, or the urine catastrophe, whatever you want to call it, because it threw me off for a while. But everything's back to normal now, and I'm a bit more organized, and I want to get into some of these projects like Reaper, Stormtrooper. There's something else that I still got to do too, but I want to get into those more and really kind of get a lot more cross stitching done. And with it being Memorial Day weekend, I'm hoping I'm going to get to do that. We're going to go see Solo this weekend at some point. My uncle's coming into town Friday, and he'll be with us until Saturday or Sunday. So I'm not sure if I'm going to get much stitching done at that point. The stitch with me may be a little late this week, depending upon when I have time to do it. So it could come out later on Sunday, it could come out on Monday, but it will come out. I'm not sure what I'm going to do for that, but maybe Rainy Wildly Place at that point. But I still haven't pulled out some of the smaller ones that I said that I was going to pull out and work on. I'm getting a bit more organized here and there, so I am going to get that done. I just got organized. I got all day tomorrow to work on this, so that's what I plan on doing. And yeah, I'm probably gonna have to make a trip to like Hobby Lobby or Michael's if I can get a better idea tonight of some of these other projects and what colors I'm missing. Then I can definitely, that'll save me some time going forward. I meant to do it tonight. I actually meant to do it today, but I forgot at lunch to go over there, and then after work I just ran out of time because I needed to come home, do the video, and then watch hockey, and then we're making Indian food downstairs right now, some butter chicken, something like that, I think. No, it's not butter chicken. It's some kind of spicy thing. Something like that, but it's going to be awesome. So I can start to smell that. That smells great. But other than that, Jelly's doing great after her surgery. She's actually already putting some weight on the leg, and so I think she's going to recover a lot faster from this one than she did the other one. Mom's coming into town in about 2-3 weeks, and the whole family's coming in town. We're going to meet up in Estes Park and have a long weekend together. So I'm going to take off another day and a half or so for that. And what else is going on? That's not a whole lot. This is going to be a short video because hockey's getting ready to start downstairs, and I have to supervise the rice cooking, because the rice cooking it can be difficult. You can either cook rice or you can't cook rice. And so I can cook rice. My husband has a hard time cooking rice. Now the other thing is my husband knows how to use the Instant Pot really well. I do not. So we, little yin, little yang, yin, yang, and it's all good. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think so. I'm back into the whole swing of the cross stitching, and everything else is good. So it's just gonna be a little bit of a quicker video this week because of the playoffs, but we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there, and we're gonna get some stitching done. And I hope I don't cough anymore. But you guys have a great stitchy week. If you have a holiday weekend, enjoy your holiday weekend, be safe. Memorial Day weekend in the States is to recognize those in the armed forces who have lost their lives fighting for our country. There are many other countries that have it's a big white German Shepherd running through the field. My dogs are all going crazy. But it's so it's a solemn occasion. So I don't really plan on doing anything other than stitching and resting. That's important. So other than that, I think that's it. And you guys have a great, safe weekend. I'll be doing another video here soon. And gotta get to the stitching, man. It's time to stitch. All right, take care. I'll talk to you soon.